Well, my name is Maththew. I've been a chef for the last 17 years. I've been working in South Africa and overseas. I was overseas in London for 11 years and decided to come back to South Africa and get onto the food revolution bandwagon. Well, I'm a second-generation chef, so I was born and brought up around hotels and restaurants. That pretty much started my craze for food. What gets my flair going is seasonal produce, so in the colder months using longer stewing cuts, in the warmer months looking at fresher cuts, grilling, steaks, etc. I think a common mistake with beef is temperature. Certain cuts should be cooked at different temperatures. I believe for obviously your steaks, your ribeyes, your sirloins, your fillets, good cooking for their medium rare, medium. And then obviously on your chuck, your shin, those kind of cuts, you want to be looking at a well done. You need to take it past well done. They're going to take a long time to cook, break down that connective tissue that's inside the fibers of the muscle. Once that's broken down, you've got yourself something that's beautiful, succulent and tender. So my favorite beef cut or beef dish would be using your what they call secondary cuts. So it wouldn't be your fillet, your ribs, your rumps and your loin. It's more using up your shoulders, your shins, your tails and your cheeks. I find beef cheek to be probably one of the most flavoursome parts of the animal, and I'd like to see more of it on the shelves. If I'm feeling a little bit, inspired, I might go with the Southeast Asian, Thai flavours. They are a little bit more difficult to do with your grilling steaks, but they work fantastically with your braising steaks. I'd like to add value to the beef consumer in different ways, finding new cuts, well, not new cuts, but cuts that have been forgotten, and getting people to revisit those cuts, try different types of cooking techniques with them, different flavor combinations. I think maybe one of the reasons why those cuts got forgotten is because maybe the flavor combinations and the cooking techniques that were used then weren't as up to date as the technology that we have today. I decided to partner with Beef Corp. I believe in their philosophy and where they want to be taking their business. I believe in the next steps for them in terms of managing food, not only for people who can afford it, but also for people who can't. They've got a fantastic ethos where a lot of their animals that don't make it into the human chain do go to conservation projects like foot cheaters, endangered animals, etc. Beef Corp have also got a renewable energy program that they've got running at their feedlot, where they take a lot of the excrement that goes through a plant and it goes straight back into the grid. One of the other reasons why I became the ambassador for Beef Corp is I believe their open and honest policy when it comes to hormones and antibiotics in their feed and the diet for the animals is that they don't misuse their powers. They follow a very strict and stringent policy when it comes to their diet, which they give to their animals, and that I can back. You should feel confident as a consumer in buying Beef Corp.